We've heard your thoughts.
Yeah,
that's a question for Coach Duran. Him and the coaches right there.
Okay, how much of a impact did you have on helping Teddy flip on signing day?
Yeah, I feel like I had a big impact. You could ask him. I was on him. I wanted him to come because I know what kind of player he was. And, he was a great player. And I had to the coaches knew it, but I had to really push them even further for him. Because I know how good he was.
CJ, what can NC State fans expect from the offense this season?
Yeah, the NC State fans can expect way more points. Like, we're going to score way more points and get more wins for our team. Even if push comes to shove, God forbid, another team scores 62 points. We're going to score 63. That's our job to, score 63. We never go point fingers at the defense or anything because, that's our job to score points.
CJ, you're high school teammates with Jeremiah Smith at Ohio State. What are some things that you think you've learned from him and maybe some things that he's learned from you?
Yeah, I learned that from JJ. It's like with a guy like him, you got to give him the ball. Like that's the same thing with a guy like Justin. I got to give him the ball because he's a playmaker. You got to ask him what he learned from me, but I just know that I just put in his vicinity, he gonna make a play for me.
Football is a sport of attrition. Obviously, you got to have depth to be successful. You were in a position last year where you didn't start the season and you ended up playing. How can you make the quarterback room better? What can you take to the quarterback room this year from your experience last year?
Yeah, I could take a lot to the quarterback room, especially with learning from what happened with Grayson and learning how Grayson led. I'm doing the same thing with the quarterbacks in our room, and they're helping me out as well. Like Lex Thomas, he's an experienced guy as well, and me and him, we have a good bond. Him and Will Wilson, like all those guys, we are on the same mission. Like we all think the same. We all want to win, no matter what.
I asked Justin about you. He said he's a dog. That's all you gotta know. I mean, what has that relationship been like for you guys as well? Being able to grow as players here at NC State too.
Yeah, it's been that relationship been great with Justin. It was really a trust factor at the beginning. Like when I first stepped in the huddle, it was about getting to gain everybody's trust, but most importantly, a playmaker like Justin's trust. And once I did that, everything started clicking. We became best buddies. You know what I mean? So yeah, Justin's a great guy.
You mentioned Jonathan Taylor earlier, a guy that I think we all thought would probably have a bigger impact than he did last year. What have you seen from him back in the spring when I know he's still playing a little bit of wide receiver running back and going into this fall where he's expected to play more running back now, right?
Yeah, you expect a lot from JP. Taylor he's a freakish athlete. He's a speed guy. He can do anything we ask him to do. He can play slot, he can play running back, he can turn and turn. We can put him anywhere. So I feel like y'all expect to see a lot from him because he's a great player.
CJ, working with Bozeman or Coach Jay at Chaminade, who are some of those guys you look on to for their advice?
Yeah, like you just said, Coach Bozeman, I look for his advice a lot. He's a great coach. When I come down there, he's the first coach I come to see and come out, work out with. We have a little fun with it sometimes. But he's a good teacher as well. He's going to make sure you understand before we move on to the next thing.
I don't know if you've been asked this yet, but obviously you got to go to Miami down the road. And how geeked were you when you saw the schedule?
Yeah, I was pretty happy. I'm ready to go back to Miami, beat up on the Hurricanes for one time. Yeah.
What's something we're not talking about enough with NC State?
We're not talking about how much playmaker. I feel like y'all are talking about. I feel like defense, really. I know y'all not talking about our front. We have a crazy good front for we got Travali, we got Brandon Cleveland, we got a new guy Sebastian. We got a lot of guys that's gonna push the pocket for us and create negative setbacks for that team.
How different did that defense look in the spring? Obviously, you got to see
the
entire defense from a 3-3-5 standpoint, but now it's multiple.
Yeah, I actually love that. I got a chance